How are you? And I hope you're doing well. As many of you may have noticed, I have been on the quieter side for a few weeks. Now don't worry, this is not due to a crisis or anything like that. I was doing some travel and it was more of a need of a disruption in my fragrance journey. I did spend some time in Europe traveling and I realized that the fragrance creators are catering to a specific audience, and therefore many of the new fragrance releases as of late smell too similar and uninspiring to me. Now, if you have a decent collection like I do, or if you like going out smelling fragrances, perhaps you feel the same way. This repetitive creating of endless mainstream fragrances that smell very similar feels like an easy way to pull our hard-earned money from our pockets. And if you add the price jump of the fragrances on top of this endless sort of desert of similar fragrances, then it is absolutely no wonder why the cologne world has risen to new heights. I mean, just look at all the reviewers doing, top 10 best clones and so on. This makes perfect sense when you feel like you are being taken and you want a cheaper alternative. Now, personally, I don't have a problem with clones. I myself do have a few. However, I kind of prefer, to support the perfumer's creativity in the hope that they will bring us something new and amazing. Like I mentioned already, a contributing factor in the rise of clones is the price of designers and others have gone through the roof. Currently, you can buy 100 milliliter of a designer fragrance and it runs you about 180 bucks. That's crazy for, a designer fragrance. I did like it much better when they were around 120 for 100 ml. Since I do buy all my fragrances out of my own pocket, just like you, and of course, you can and should find a reputable online seller. This way you can save a lot of money. The only drawback on that is that you're going to have to wait a few months for the newest releases to become available at the online sellers. However, feel free to let me know your thoughts on this repetitive release of fragrances with minor tweaks and the ridiculous price hike. I'd like to hear about it. Also, yes, it is true, the price hike and the unimaginative repetitive release of boring fragrances has slowed me down just a little bit, but it didn't stop me. There are a few fragrances that I bought since the last time we talked, and some of these are going to be a little bit newer and some of these are going to be a little bit older, somewhat designers, and I even have a Rasasi and a Khamrah in the mix. All of them are worth the look. So settle in for a few minutes. Let's look at some of the fragrances I bought since our last visit. Karl Lagerfeld has a line called Parfums Matière, or fragrance materials. I do have all of them from the men's fragrance line. There is Bois d'Ambre, Bois de Cèdre, Bois de Vetiver, it's my favorite from the line, and Bois de Yuzu. The newest one is going to be Bois de Cyprus, and it's from 2023. Bois de Cyprus is going to be a soft green fragrance with a citrusy sort of woodiness and a touch of mint. This is a perfect, beautiful contender for spring in my opinion. The lavender and clary sage in this one is going to be combined with some vetiver and give it sort of a familiar feeling. Bois de Cyprus is clean, it's fresh, it's easy to wear in the office, maybe even to the gym, since the performance is going to be about a 5 out of 10. Bois de Cyprus fits perfectly with the other ones in this fragrance line. If you are interested in finding out more about, the Lagerfeld fragrances, I do have a video going over some of the Lagerfeld fragrances, including the ones from the materials line. I will link that one for you in the description. Also, most Lagerfeld fragrances, if you buy them from online sellers, are going to be available, at a good price. So look for these. Now, while Bois de Cyprus is going to be a soft, woody citrus that has a slight green minty nuance, my next one is much more of a powerful fragrance that has a note of peppermint. Unfortunately, it is also going to be a little bit more on the pricey side. My next one was released in 2020, and I'm talking about Enclave from Amouage. This is a fragrance that I've been wanting to buy for a while, and I have smelled at the store numerous times, always kind of liked it, so I pulled the trigger during the holidays. Enclave is a much heavier mint fragrance, peppermint. than the Lagerfeld due to the labdanum and leather notes. It also has, patchouli and some resins in here. And it's a fuller body sort of fragrance, much heavier than the Lagerfeld. The lighter ones sitting on top here almost feel like they don't really, play well together with the middle and the base notes, especially the peppermint. Kind of a little strange. It's sort of spiced with cinnamon and cardamom. It's a quite complex and unique fragrance. It's a good one if you are looking for a complex fragrance with limited sweetness. This one could be absolutely worn all year long. I really enjoy this one. It's unique, it's complex. The performance also is going to be a solid 8 out of 10, at least for me. Yeah, the complexity in this one, does lean a little bit more towards the mature side of fragrances. I would definitely sample this one first before pulling the trigger. Price and everything considered, But if you like, a peppermint fragrance, then Enclave is a really, really good one, and it performs well, and it has true complexity. Nice one. Next up is going to be a spicy one from Ferragamo. I have the original Ferragamo, and it's okay. It's created by Antoine Maisondieu in 2020, which this one kind of reminds me of Versace Eros a little bit, and similar fragrances. I do have to admit, I haven't worn this one lately at all. The Ferragamo Intense Leather from 2021 also has been on my radar, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Many people love that one. One that I really did want is another Ferragamo release, and it's also from 2021 from the same line. It seemed a little bit harder to find for a while. When it became available online, I had to get it. It is the Ferragamo Spicy Leather, also created by Antoine Maisondieu. This one right here. This one is a leather fragrance that will grow on you as you wear it. It is masculine, it's leathery. Great spray on it with a stellar patchouli dry down. This Ferragamo right here draws some comparison to Fendi Pour Homme from 2011, at least online. I didn't get that when I smelled it, so I pulled out my Fendi, and sprayed it and compared it. And although there are similar notes listed in this one, Fendi is going to be much more on the sort of floral side, while the Ferragamo is going to be a little bit more on the boozier side. So for me, these two do not smell alike. Not at all, actually. Ferragamo Spicy Leather is going to be a masculine one. This one will fill the room for about 2 to 3 hours, if you spray enough. And it will stay on the skin all the way to the next day. This is a gorgeous scent that will actually last on your skin, and it smells great in the air. Spicy Leather is an awesome choice for leather lovers, and this one is going to be available at a decent price. You just got to kind of look for it because it's not always available, but it's a really nice one. I like it much better than the original Ferragamo Spicy Leather. And I still have to get, the Intense Leather. Let me know what you think about that one. Do I need to pull the trigger on the Intense Leather? Let me know. But for me, Spicy Leather, nice leather choice for this year. And if you like Nissan's Hatzivat, or Nissanese Hatzivat from 2017 for $180, this one right here, then I have a fantastic alternative for you. I did buy the new Hawas Black from 2024. There is no doubt that this is a similar fragrance to Hatzivat. I mean, incredible. I didn't even have to wear this one to see if it's anywhere close to Hatzivat. And this will be a fraction of the price. I think I paid $40 for this one. It's the same fresh, powerful citrus opening with a strong sort of woody undertone. The longevity and sillage is almost as good as Hatzivat. But, it's not off by much. Even the notes listed online on these two are exactly the same, except there's an amber note in Hatzivat, which may contribute to the fact that it lasts just a little bit longer. If you love Hatzivat, then Rasasi Black is a no-brainer. And for all you Aventus lovers out there, this one does not smell like Aventus. And I repeat, it does not smell like Aventus. This one smells like Nissanese Hatzivat. I did buy another smell-alike in the last few weeks, and it is, or I've had this one for a while, but I bought another one on top of it. I already have the original, which is the Lattafa Khamrah. This one is, supposed to smell like, what is it, Killian's Angel Share or something like that. Now, I don't know if it actually does. Since I don't own any of the Killians and I don't own the Angel Share, I don't have any Killian's fragrances at all. I bought the original Khamrah after smelling it somewhere, and I loved how sweet and warm it was. Perfect fragrance for sort of a cool day, when it's cold outside. It's comfortable, praline and date notes. Perfect, with sort of a spicy vanilla resins. It's thick, it's warm, it's like a blanket that you get from grandma. Absolutely love this one. I liked it, and therefore, I bought the 2023 release, and it is Khamrah, and it's Kawa, which means, Khamrah means good smell. I looked it up, and Kawa means coffee. So in this new Kawa, the date note is going to be gone, and it's replaced by the note of coffee. Now, unfortunately, I don't really get that much coffee. The fragrance isn't quite as heavy as the original Khamrah. And that's a good thing, if you're thinking that you're going to, wear it a little bit later in the year. The original was really thick and you can only wear this one when it's really cold outside. This one might be able to wear it a little bit into the spring. Now, are these two a little bit redundant? I think they are. It depends on how light you want it. If you want a little bit of a lighter one, then go with the coffee one. And if you like it heavy, then go with this one. But they are going to be a little bit redundant in your collection because they smell very, very similar. The Lattafa Khamrahs are unique and good fragrances, and they're beautiful in the cold days. A little bit sort of one-dimensional though. But if you like a sweet, sort of dense fragrance for the cold, then both of these are very, very comfortable. My next one is also going to be a little bit on the sweet side, in a more powdery, white, floral kind of way. I did buy this one as well over the holidays, and I'm talking about Parfums de Marly Althair from 2023. Yes, I know I'm a bit late to the hype on this one, but like I said, it has been slim pickings for my nose, my taste in the past few months. Yeah, I agree with many of you. This is a really, really good one on the sweeter side of fragrances. I found it to be interesting to incorporate the note of elemi in this one, which is sort of a spicy, tangy feeling, peeking through the sweetness and the praline and vanilla. Originally, I thought this one was going to be too sweet when I smelled it. Instead, I find it actually to be pretty easy to wear, and the almond note isn't overbearingly sweet in this one. Also, there is some Gaiac wood in here. It is blended very, very smoothly. Nothing to be afraid of. I smelled it at the stores when it first came out, and I wasn't too impressed. I was like, oh, another, sweet fragrance, I thought. But I changed my mind. After wearing this one for a while, I find Althair to be a nice addition to the Parfums de Marly lineup, and the performance is also a stellar, solid 8.5, at least for me. So that was a good little pickup, and I enjoy it after I bought it. Another one I recently bought from the Parfums de Marly is Perseus. This one is 2024. Now, I've been on the hunt for some new spring and summer fragrances for this year. The grapefruit note sounded like, a good summer fragrance note, right? Marly's take on Terre de Hermes, I would say, like Eau Chivre or Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Forever. Perseus has its own, personality, and I will probably do a comparison video between Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue and Terre de Hermes Eau Chivre and, this one right here. Let me know if that's something you would be interested in. Do you want me to line those three up and kind of go through them and really see what they're about? Let me know if you would like that. But, let's back up one more time to a little bit on the sweeter side for a minute. I also got the Stronger With You tobacco from 2024 Armani. I have most of the line, And many of them feel a little bit redundant. You know, the scent profile is really in the back and they all smell sort of alike. However, this one, I like this one a lot. Somehow it isn't as sweet and the tobacco is a nice sort of addition to the line. Although I would have loved for the tobacco to be a tad bit more noticeable. It definitely follows the Strong With You, line, but I do think that this one is a little bit easier to wear than some of the others. Not quite as sweet. The performance is also equal to the other ones in the line. And I also bought the new Amber edition that came out before this one. It's in the mail. It should come this week. I did smell it at the store and I actually kind of like that one as well. Can't wait to wear it. If you like this scent profile, snag a bottle of the tobacco, before they end up discontinuing this one. But I like it. Good one. One that I was really excited about getting is the leather Malaki from Chopard, released in 2024. I actually went into the Chopard store in Paris during Christmas. They didn't have it in stock and said it was a very popular fragrance. This one right here is the newest addition to the Chopard line. The whole Malaki line is elegant and more of a tailored man sort of fragrance. The leather Malaki is no exception. A classy fragrance with the Malaki DNA in the background. There is a modern feel to this one though, because it has some minerals in it, which give it a contemporary feeling, right alongside the leather, spices, and lepidum notes. Absolutely gorgeous. While the Ferragamo spicy leather, had sort of a warm, boozy feeling, the Chopard leather, on the other hand, is more on the cooler side with the cypress and minerals. Great fragrance, great leather fragrance for transitioning into the warmer days of the year. This one is going to wear really nice. If you are interested in this, Chopard line, I do have a link, or I do have a video of it, and I will link it in the description for you at the end. Great fragrance, great addition to the Chopards. Love this one. Of course, there are a few other fragrances that I bought. I bought, Danger, bought Scandal and Elysium Cologne from Roger Dove. Or I bought Torino 22 and 23 addition to the 2021, which is amazing. But you know what? We will hit them up another time. Ciao, take care, and I'll see you in the next